Okay, good. Oh, welcome. And here we are on the first day of daylight savings time on March the 14th, 2021. And I invite you to just to allow your physical body to relax. You may be able to sit back or recline, or if you're involved in something, maybe some chores at the house, or maybe if you're driving along somewhere, then you can simply just listen to some of the concepts as opposed to participating in the meditation. For the next little while, I invite you to listen to the sound of my voice and to notice that your body is feeling very pleasantly relaxed. You know how to relax. You've relaxed many times before, and you're learning the art of being able to relax even in the briefest of moments. And the advantage to you is that that will enable you to be in a more uplifted place, no matter what is going on. If you're operating machinery right now, or if you're occupied with doing something, you can still hear my voice and you can be fully alert. In fact, you can be more fully alert because of your intention. And all you're doing right now is allowing your physical body to be in a place of ease and relaxation. You may begin to notice the rhythm of your breathing. As you know, you breathe many thousands of times a day and night. It's easy for you to breathe. And noticing now, perhaps for the first time today, the rise and fall of your chest and the expansion and contraction of your diaphragm. Just noticing that. Your miraculous body is providing you with all the air that you require. As you've probably contemplated before, the air that you're breathing is part of the earth. You are also part of the earth. You are made from the same stuff as Mother Earth. There is no separation at the molecular level, at the subatomic level, and even at the quanta particle level. There is no difference between you and Mother Earth and all that Mother Earth contains, including all of the minerals and the elements of the earth, and even the life forms, both sentient beings and what we might consider to be non-sentient beings, the rocks and the mountains, the oceans and the waters, the air itself, and every part of Mother Earth is teeming with life. Your physical vessel, your body, is also teeming with life. Your body contains trillions and trillions of cells. It also contains trillions of other aspects of nature, including bacteria and viruses, which are responsible for our health and vitality. They are essential for our functioning. We are part of something much greater. You are a microcosm of the earth. You are one with the earth. You are part of the earth. There is no separation between you and Mother Earth. The air that you breathe is part of the earth. The earth herself is part of the universe. The universe is teeming with life and energy, even though it may not be apparent to us. We are learning more and more about the truth of who we are. So you are already part of the universe. The universe would not be complete without you. Therefore, you are essential. You are also a sovereign being. You are able to move your awareness to certain things which help advance you and raise your level of consciousness. Only you are able to do this. You are the sovereign of your being, and you are learning to master this skill, no matter what. One of the skills that you are learning to master right now is to explore the wonders of your inner being. This includes your miraculous mind and your amazing memory. You are able to remember occasions from the past. They are your memories. They belong to no one else. They are yours. You are able right now to remember a time when you visited Tuscany in Italy just a short while ago. Perhaps you remember arriving in the city of Florence. You remember arriving and perhaps staying in a hotel in the city of Florence. The reason why you were visiting the city of Florence was to attend a retreat. The retreat, as you remember, was held at La Chiara di Prumiano in the Tuscany hillsides, south of Florence. And in your mind now, you can remember the city of Florence and where you stayed. You perhaps remember arising that morning and making your way to the collection point where you met other people who were also on their way to the retreat center at La Chiara di Prumiano. Perhaps you'd had breakfast and lunch, and now you are making your way to the railway station location that you had read about, and to meet at the appointed time. And right now, in your mind's eye, you remember arriving at the gathering place, noticing the people around you, the hustle and bustle, the noises, the chatter, the sounds of traffic, the coming and going of trains in the distance, the delight of seeing people you know who also were arriving, noticing that you have your belongings in your suitcases ready. And then after a little while, you notice that The bus arrives and you're able to have all your belongings loaded onto the bus or whichever vehicle you were assigned to, and you board the vehicle excited as the driver begins the journey just a little further to the villa that you have heard about. And off we go. Still in your mind's eye, you remember the vehicle wending its way through the streets of Florence. You look out of the windows, excited, seeing things of interest, delighted to be here, remembering how it felt temperature-wise, what was the color of the sky. And the vehicle made its way to the outskirts of Florence, and then further south into the more rural areas. When you're chatting to people, you're listening to what others are saying, and you're observing, and the vehicle is traveling further and further south down the autostrada. And you're excited about the wonderful terrain that we're passing. You see villas on the hillsides, surrounded by vineyards perhaps, and other shrubs and trees. And the vehicle is proceeding apace. And you're getting more and more excited because soon you'll be arriving at the villa. And the vehicle pulls off the autostrada and turns onto some country roads, making its way through narrower laneways. Twists and turns abound. There are slowdowns in the little hamlets, which are clearly ancient, many hundreds, maybe even 1,000 years old, some of the buildings. You pass some of the buildings and look with awe at their antiquity. The vehicle continues wending its way through the narrow lanes. You're becoming more and more excited. And then up ahead, you see a turnoff to the left, and there's a sign that says, La Chiara di Prumiano. A modest sign that would be missed if you weren't looking for it. And you pull into the small laneway in the vehicle, and the vehicle makes its way carefully up the driveway along the narrow lane and pulls in front of the delightful villa. The walls of the villa are covered with vines. There are plants everywhere. You're excited as you step out of the vehicle. You remember the sounds and the smells of the air. Perhaps you hear birds or doves cooing. Your luggage is unloaded. People are greeting each other. Familiar friends saying hello. And magically, your luggage is transported up into the villa, and you walk through the entrance of the courtyard over the cobbled stones, looking down at your feet, wondering how old these stones are. And you look around and you see the windows and the doors. You smell the air and hear the sounds. You climb the stairs and enter the lounge area of the villa. The hosts are very friendly. The owners and the managers are there to greet you, to welcome you, to assign you to your rooms. You look around, you look through the doors at the other side of the lounge, and you notice that there's a great meadow. Wonderful vistas of grass and rose bushes. And you marvel at the tranquility of the villa. And then you make your way to your assigned rooms to get settled in. You may have to walk down a hallway or perhaps up the stairway to the upper level, noticing the worn stone steps that have been worn over many centuries. And you climb the steps, you walk along the hallway to wherever you're assigned, and you open the door, and in you go, and your luggage is there, and you're able to begin to settle into your room. There's an excitement and anticipation. This is a brand new experience for you. The villa is surrounded by and filled with loving-hearted people, just like you. This is a place where you will make new, lifelong friendships. This is an exciting time for you. Perhaps you hug each other and say, wow, we're here. We've arrived at our destination. Here we are. And then you organize your belongings and perhaps put them away, or decide to arrange things afterwards. For now, some refreshment is being served. And you go down the stairway, back down the hallway, and gather. You see the smiling faces. Perhaps you're offered some hot tea or some other beverage. And then after a while of introductions, you sit at the dining table that you've sat at many times during your stay. And wonderful food is brought out to you by the smiling chef and the assistants. And you meet your fellow retreaters. Introductions are made. and you linger over your delightful meal. You notice a richness to the food and a taste sensation that you hadn't noticed quite like this before at home. And you're enjoying your meal and your time with the other retreaters. And then you notice that it's time to complete the meal, and the fireplace has been lit at the other end of the lounge. You see the flames crackling. It's still early evening, but the flames are a welcome sight. You hear the crackling of the wood and perhaps smell the wood smoke. You are here. You are at your retreat. You enjoy gathering with the other attendees. And then we're all led outside as the light begins to lower. There's a gloaming of the evening. The sky is becoming darker, perhaps a few twinkles of stars. And then we make our way down the stairs into the courtyard. And we all begin to walk through the courtyard, through the entranceway where we had arrived. And now we're walking down the laneway. And much to your delight and surprise, you begin to see the glow of fireflies. You notice that the air around is seemingly filled with the glow of fireflies. And we walk down the laneway a little way. It's a beautiful evening. You feel relaxed and content, walking slowly, enjoying this Tuscan evening. You're amazed at the antiquity all around you. And all of the other feet that have passed this way before you. Yet it seems familiar. It seems already like your home. And then a little ways down the laneway, you turn to the left. And we all walk up a pathway between some buildings which seem to be ancient residences of people that live on the estate, that work on the estate. And we walk a little further, and then up on the right, there is a small wooden door, which has a great big key in it. And we gather on the steps, and the steps are for the ancient chapel that is occupying this spot and has been here for 500 or 600 years. There is something special about this building, this structure, which seems modest on the outside and has been here for a long, long time. The fireflies are still illuminating the night air. And then Jackie steps forward and opens the door of the chapel. And we file into the chapel behind Jackie. And then you hear Jackie's voice.
At first, the light is so dim, and it's difficult to see. We feel the dampness of the brick walls, but we move forward and find a seat. And then suddenly looking around to notice the amazing candlelight that is appearing throughout the chapel. As each candle lights, we feel the glow of that beautiful illumination. We feel the sense of all of the people who have been in that chapel hundreds of years before us. Feeling their presence, feeling their welcoming hands as we too get to experience the beauty of this ancient building. And as the light gets stronger, we look around and see all of our fellow retreatants sitting closely, just taking in the beauty that is right in front of us. Just imagining every nook and cranny of that chapel. How many beautiful celebrations have taken place there. The welcoming of the light. As we slowly bring that light into our own hearts. When we sat in that chapel, we gave gratitude for the gathering of such amazing human beings. Each of us lighting the path for the other. Each of us embracing our own light and letting it shine for each other and for the world. Remembering the beauty when we held hands and felt that connection of one being. One being all together in Tuscany. Feeling each other's light and love. And knowing that this light and love still shines in our hearts, even though it's been many, many months since we've been there. Just knowing that we can draw that light and love into our hearts and our minds at any time. As we literally traveled to Italy together, and now in our minds we are able to travel there and hold the love that we shared with one another in our hearts. And keeping that light, that beautiful candlelight in that chapel, keeping it alive in our hearts, allowing it to sustain us no matter what journey we're on. We are able to reach into that heart, reach into our mind's eye, and remember the beauty of the chapel, the beauty of the villa, and the beauty of the Tuscan sun. Just holding that light for a moment or two until you hear my voice again. May all beings find light. May all beings hold the light. And may all beings find peace.